Hey guys, welcome to the Modern Directory. I'm Teresa Metzler, and today we're interviewing Jarret Levin, co-founder of the Modern Directory.
Oh my God, it's Teresa and Teresa. Oh my gosh, we are winning.
It's 4:21.
Well, it's okay. We're still editing this. So here we go.
Wait, no, I need to see how
There we go.
We're live. People are
what
people
are you
are watching us.
You're going to just edit that out?
This is live.
What the-
We're just enjoying life here.
Oh.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. So today we are going to unpack Jarret Levin.
Fun fact: that's Teresa just told me that's her least favorite
I
phrase
hate it.
that I
And he
use.
says it all the time, but so I'm going to use it for him. We're going to unpack the life of Jarret Levin.
From birth,
Well, we could start there. Or maybe conception might be better.
should we call Gail?
Yes, get her on the line.
Gail's my mother.
Gail and Ron, I only met them once, very long time ago. But it was
Where at?
alumni. They came in. You were going to lunch. They said hello and goodbye. That was it.
Probably for the better for all parties involved. We love them very much.
They were very sweet.
No, they're very sweet. I love them. I wouldn't be here today having this conversation
true,
with
true.
everybody here.
So
It wasn't for
true.
Ron and Gail. So we're going to honor today's episode.
Let's dedicate it to Ron.
Oh, honor. Yeah. Let's dedicate it to Ron and Gail. Ron and Gail, who we know will be watching this when it gets posted.
Along with my mom, Camille.
Oh, Camille. They will be honored to know
Yes.
that we have dedicated episode 2
To Ron and Gail.
to Ron and
Yes.
Gail.
So, moving right along, let's talk about Jarret. How about
My favorite topic.
so true? I'll tell you a funny story about how Jarret and I met.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if I ever told you this story. So I was hired at Alumni, the company that we met, and working downtown LA. And I walk in my first day, and they're like, "You can sit here." And it was an empty desk, and there was a kind of an old manky water bottle right over in the corner. And oh yeah, sort of like that one. And I'm all, oh, and I take the water bottle and I move it to the side. And I was like, "Can I put this somewhere?" And the owner of the company's like, "Oh yeah, but don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of it because he's coming back." And I'm all, okay, sure. But I mean, it was like a plastic water bottle. Like I was like, who cares? At that point, now I care because plastic, you can't kill the environment. But then,
But also,
how
can
many
we
years
pause?
ago was that?
Can we pause?
Yes.
A plastic water bottle was kept for all that time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I was like, ew, okay, whatever floats your boat.
That was in
What year was that?
2014.
2014.
So 8 years.
Can we do the math? Yes.
We work in fashion. We're not
We're
accountants.
not accountants.
Although you were hired to do the billing.
I was hired to do the movie because I had a background in fashion.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so then I took the water bottle and it sat on my desk for like 2 weeks. This manky plastic water bottle.
Where was I?
Oh, you and that's why they're like, he's in Europe right now. We think he's coming back. We hope he's coming back because he's so amazing, but we're not sure. And then you did come back 2 weeks later. You were in. Tell us where you were.
Oh, it was after I completed the debut program at FITM.
Right.
I went and backpacked through
Fashion
Europe.
Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles.
Yes, they have multiple locations, or they had multiple locations. Unfamiliar right now, but after I completed that program, I backpacked through Europe with a best friend for like 6 weeks.
So fun.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and so we were all hoping you would come back, but we weren't sure because I think you were going to take an internship or a scholarship. Tell us about
yes,
that.
so through the debut program, the winners,
Which
the
you were
winners,
one.
I was a winner.
Yes.
There is a couture school in Kuwait, in Kuwait. There is a couture design school in Rome called Quavia.
Yes.
And myself and one other designer in the program were selected from the school and received scholarships to attend that program in Rome. I didn't go.
He
Long
didn't
story
go, Which is
short.
why we know each other. He
Exactly.
came back, and I remember the shows were on, and I think it was like Paris Fashion Week or Milan Fashion Week, and
Yeah.
you were showing me on the on your phone. We were both looking at them, and you're like, I could be there right now, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Look at us here in LA.
Instead, I chose to come
But
back.
tell us why you didn't go.
So growing up, I always thought red carpet was going to be like the thing that I wanted to do. Like,
specialty,
specialty,
pieces,
I mean-
one of a kind, like that.
Yeah, so like from
Okay.
when I was 10, I think my mom gave me my first mannequin and a sketchbook when I was
Aw.
10. And I would drape dresses with pins on this mannequin, and I would take pictures of them on an old camera.
Yeah.
And then my mom would take it to Sam's Club and have them printed, and then they'd be put in a photo album
No way.
at like 10. Yeah, and if you could see the chicken
Oh my
scratch,
god, I need that.
we need to find that.
Gail,
If you're watching this,
send it over and post it for us.
yeah. So I always thought that's what I wanted to do. Through high school, I did specialized programs, and even went and did it in college. I studied fashion design, got design degrees. And then the farther along that I got, I sort of just realized like I have a love and an appreciation for it, but like that's where it ends. Like I love fashion and I love all aspects, but where I saw myself in design was more in accessible to the masses.
Oh, so you wanted to do a line then? I think I'm gonna sneeze.
Oh, bless you.
The doggies, the hair is getting to me.
The doggies.
The doggy friends are.
Come here, girl.
Jarret is a
Come here.
doggy daddy to two beautiful.
Well, they're not going to show themselves on camera. That would
They're
be too
super
planned.
shy. I know.
But
There's one. See, Reese.
it's okay.
Okay.
Anywho, but no. So I basically wanted to be more accessible, right? Like I creatively saw where my talents lied, and then in college I got an internship working at Alumni,
Mhm.
and then that turned into a job, and I did the debut program, and then I left, traveled, right, came back,
Right.
met you, my
Yes.
my favorite, my the Terry to my Jerry, right?
Yeah, it's Terry and Jerry.
And then and at Alumni we were a boutique development agency, essentially, sort of
Right.
like a la carte.
Right.
So I really got to roll up my sleeves, and I think like on my second day of my internship I was cutting out and tracing the lace of a wedding dress with thread, so that way you could make a seamless
onto the body of the gown.
yeah, onto the body of the gown. And I think I'm gonna cough now. And so there at Alumni, I mean, we had clients that were all over the place, right? It was evening wear, but it was denim, it was lingerie, it was sportswear, it was swimwear, everything's, which was amazing coming out of school because I really got to see and experience
So many different aspects.
yeah, everything. And so there I really ran the development studio and then was like a design lead on projects. But so I oversaw the creation of the product, managing the sewers, the cutters, the pattern makers, all of that.
Right. And what an amazing experience that was, just because you can see so many aspects without even leaving that office.
Yeah.
It was such a great
Incubator?
experience. Yeah, incubator. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that word. And then from Alumni, you went where? Tell us about that.
So a client of Alumni, this sounds really shisty the way that I was about to word that, but a client from Alumni wanted me to work solely for them.
Those things happen.
Those things do
especially when
happen.
you're a unicorn.
Nay. Nay. Do unicorns neigh like horses?
I don't know. Are unicorns real? Have you ever seen one?
In the flesh, baby. In the flesh. But so then a client called Mitchell Evan hired me outright, and he had done a couple collections at Alumni and was a predominantly outerwear and some loungewear business. And so when I came on board, I basically took it from concept to being at its peak, where ultimately we were in like 50 plus retailers across Canada and the United States. And so that arguably was one of the biggest things for me, because I got to see way beyond just like design and development, because there I was really spearheading everything.
Yeah, I mean, you're a creative director, you were a designer, you were production. I mean, like,
I literally, if there was a hat to wear, I wore it, and sometimes
Yeah.
they were stacking all on top
you
of
were
each
like
other,
that
right?
book. Have you seen that? Read that book as a kid?
What's that?
Hats for sale. Hats for sale. The guy has caps.
Oh, I do actually
I love
remember
book.
that.
That's one of my favorite books.
I
don't
do
know who the
remember that.
author is, but it's really sweet.
If you know of that book, put it in the comments
Hats.
down
Oh,
below.
please do, because I want to get that for my grandchildren if I ever have any.
In what, 30 years
At
when you
least.
have grandchildren? But so
Exactly.
yeah, I saw, I mean, on any given day, yes, I designed the collections, I handled development, handled production, but I was overseeing the marketing team, working with the sales team, e-commerce, building
Photo
websites.
shoots.
Ooh, photo shoots. But I do love photo shoots. I love putting together
That's
a photo
true.
shoot.
Yeah, and you're so good at it.
So
It's so beautiful.
add that to the resume, right? But so I sound so conceited right now. But
Well, it's all about you, babe. So you should be.
today it is, yes.
Yes.
But guess what? It will be about you the next time. So,
Cool.
but so then from there, the company sort of like reached this sort of like plateau, and the pandemic happened and everything like that. And now I essentially do the same thing on a smaller scale, and I freelance for a multitude of clients ranging across many different factors and facets of the industry.
Yeah, that's such a great realm of experience you have at such a young age, I would want to say.
Thank you. I know that everybody is looking at me saying, wow,
No
he looks
wrinkles.
so young and fresh.
We look the same age, don't we?
Exactly. We will
um,
let you guys decide how old you think each of us are. We want to start a war.
Yes,
Let's start a
will
war.
be a war. So now tell us how and why you wanted to create the Modern Directory. Like, what led you to this fashion database that we are?
Yeah, I had the idea a couple of years ago. Like, I think it was like 2019. And I was actually talking to an old sales rep about just sort of like how difficult the fashion industry is.
Yeah.
And I think like difficult can be in a lot of different ways,
It's
but really I
challenging.
was just talking difficult in a from somebody who's running a business, right? Who's running an apparel brand. Because at the time when the idea came, that's where I was at.
Well, I mean, it's difficult because of all the aspects that you yourself were doing. You were doing the job of like 5 people at least in a small company. In a big company, it would be teams of people doing that. So like, to be able to find the things that you're looking for
was exactly
a huge challenge.
And that was exactly where the idea came from. And at the time, the Modern Directory did not have a name. It was just a concept, but it really stemmed from personal desire, because efficiency, at least when I was with Mitchell Evan, was the name of the game, right? It was, how can I get the job done the best, fastest, and at the best price, right?
Right.
And so how do you do that when you're small? Is you need to have things in place that make your life easier. In this case, and what we're doing with the Modern Directory is just that. We're making arguably sourcing for your business easier.
Yeah.
And sourcing across every aspect, right? So Mitchell Evan was a brand. And so I'll speak through the lens of Mitchell Evan and really why I saw the purpose for Modern Directory. So Mitchell Evan as a brand sold wholesale to retailers.
Right.
The only way to find retailers was either what? Google,
going to a show,
yes, or like a trade show, or you have a sales rep. And the sales reps are hugely beneficial because it's all about relationships, right? But beyond that, if we wanted to expand our footprint, right? How do we say to the sales rep, we want to see a larger footprint in the Pacific Northwest, right? If they don't have the relationships there, what's your option?
Right.
So that's one component of the retailer, right? Then manufacturing. At any time through the loungewear process, I would need new fabric vendors, dye houses.
Right. If you want to expand it, when you expand it into denim, we had to find
Exactly.
a denim house. Like it's like I think that's one of the things that people don't realize about fashion is how segmented it is.
Yeah.
You know, and how everyone is really specialized.
Yeah, and I think like when you actually like break down, a general customer sees a t-shirt, right? But do they understand how many hands touch
Yes,
that t-shirt, right?
exactly.
Like if we were to break it down really, really simply, right? You have the fabric vendor, you've got labels, right? You've got a cutter, but before even a
Wait,
cutter, you've got
let's back up.
you've got
What
sample, you've got development. So you've got development, sampling, those
and
involve
then you've
cutters.
got the pattern maker.
Yep, pattern
and
makers.
What about the sketch to make that?
The designer, the tech designer, right? All of those. We haven't even gotten to a production of the t-shirt. Then you all of a sudden go into the production of the t-shirt, which is different vendors than the other that make the sample. You're lucky if you can find somebody that does both at a volume for maybe a smaller business. By the time we scaled Mitchell Evan, we were able to be meeting factory minimums and things like that. But at the beginning, it's really hard.
Right. Yeah.
Then so that's manufacturing, but then there's the whole service component, right? You have to market your business.
Mhm.
You need to shoot the product.
Mhm.
You potentially need lawyers. You need courier services that can help deliver your product. Exactly.
I mean, like, there's so many layers.
So really, the Modern Directory stemmed simply from that. It was this idea that like I want to make my life easier, and I really saw a benefit in it. And I think that, and not I think, I know other people will benefit from this as well.
Well, that's the thing I also about our Modern Directory is that you can promote your business, but you also can find components that you might need to make your life easier.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. As a small right?
Yeah.
Lastly, before I'll move on, is as a small brand, exposure is really hard. We're working in this like online environment today where everybody has a voice. Everybody, like, to drown out the noise and to make your brand, your company seen is really, really hard.
Yeah.
And it's painful and it's like exhausting, right?
And expensive.
Oh, no. and like, look, we all see the people on TikTok and social media where they like blow up but like, just like I may be a unicorn, they are also unicorns. You don't, if it was that easy, every brand, every company would be blowing up. But it's just, that's not the case. There has to be this like magic sweet sauce that just like hits. Oh yeah, sprinkle. Here, sprinkle.
Well, that is a great synopsis of the Modern Directory and your life. I'm so excited.
Teresa just went so business. She just went so business. I've known this girl for 8 years.
Next topic. I don't even know what it is because I think perhaps we've been talking too long, and I wish you could see the gymnastics of the two puppy pies behind us.
We'll save that for another video.
And yes, but I think that we've hit all the high points of your life. Is there anything else you want to share with us, like down and dirty detail?
Well, I mean, like, what? You want to know a day in the life? You want to know, you want me to walk you through quickly how I wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning? And no, that's not what you wanted? Or what did you want?
What? Well, yeah, sure. That's what I wanted.
Gosh. Okay, for everybody who cares about my daily routine.
Give me a quick day in the life.
A day in the life. I'm a very routine person. I will say that. Very routine.
Yes.
So my alarm goes off at 5:45 every morning. I'm at the gym by 6:30. I work out for an hour. I'm home, showered, have walked both the dogs, and starting working by like 8:15.
When do you start texting me at 7:15? You forgot about that part.
Drag me. Okay. But nobody said that I don't start working before then.
What?
I just said like I don't sit down in front of my computer.
Oh,
And then any given day, depending on either it's meetings, it's site that's with contractors, it's photo shoots, it's fittings, a day in the life really varies depending on everything. Or if it's Modern Directory related, it's site building, it's It's networking, it's acquisitions, it's marketing, which, oh my gosh, I would have never thought, like, the marketing of anything is fascinating to me because
Well, I just think that's the secret sauce for everything now.
yeah, need something
No
to
matter
work,
what.
marketing.
Yes. That's the squeaky wheel for sure.
Yeah,
where's
where's
the oil on the squeaky wheel?
I was gonna say, where's the WD-40?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
Oh gosh, what did you think I was gonna say? We're all listening.
Well, I don't know if I can say that on camera.
It's okay.
Well,
Well, guess what we're gonna do next time?
What?
This is getting reversed.
Ugh, my worst nightmare. I love talking about other people. Myself, not so good.
Why don't you just put on the British accent and we'll be good to
What are
go?
you talking about, darling? I have no idea.
There we go, darling.
On that note, friends, I think that we have really unpacked Jarret and packed it back in. And we hope you will join us on the next episode of The Modern Directory.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.